Jack Draper retired after losing the first two sets of his Australian Open fourth-round match against Carlos Alcaraz through injury. Jack Draper has admitted his hip injury was a ticking time bomb after being forced to pull out of his Australian Open clash with Carlos Alcaraz, and the concerned British number one, who said he played the event on lots of painkillers, warned he could be forced to manage the tendinitis in his joint for the rest of his career. Draper shook hands and retired after losing the first two sets to Carlos Alcaraz 7-5, 6-1 in the Rod Laver Arena, and the number 15 seed then revealed he could not walk with the injury before Christmas, and he only restarted full training just before the first major of the year. He then played 3 5-set matches and only finished his third-round win here over Alexander Vukic at 12:55 a.m. on Saturday morning. And his recovery time was shortened with his match with Alcaraz scheduled as the third match on the Rod Laver Arena. They started just after 4 p.m. on the hottest day of the tournament so far. Essentially, I had tendinitis in my hip, which I had to get MRI looked at and stuff, Draper explained. I have had a history of problems in that area. It hasn't gone away. I'm still dealing with that. Obviously, in the preseason, it got into my back and I couldn't walk, and it was really difficult. I have come here and I have been managing that. I have been unbelievably surprised with how much I have been able to play and put my body through, more than I have ever done before, especially. I think it's just one of those things. Just massive overload. This area of my body, if I don't get that right and I don't make good decisions, I don't want to miss 3 or 4 months because of that. From the third game, I felt like it was getting worse. I actually woke up this morning, didn't feel too bad. When I got out there, and with Carlos's intensity, I'm someone who throws my body around, gives it my all. From the third game, I felt like I sort of had multiple areas that were, really in pain. And especially the hip. I didn't feel amazing before my last match, but obviously got out there and it felt okay. Maybe it's a little bit of a ticking time bomb, considering I had no preparation and no work for my body.